First of all, can we thank the servers? Most of us grew up in homes where we had to serve ourselves. People work every day. Thank you. Por favor, dile a todos los meseros gracias. Huh? Thank you very much. Mickey's right. Not mayor anymore. But once a mayor, always a mayor. I grew up in my town. My grandpa got it there 120 years ago, and I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen the devastation in this town. And I've been through earthquakes. I had my own fires, but nothing on the scale and scope of the devastation that we have in Los Angeles. And so let me first acknowledge Mayor Bass, a friend of mine for 52 years this year. Grew up in the civil rights movement with her, known each other our entire lives. And I'll tell you something. Early on, I said, when you're a mayor or chief executive, and people are asking you all these questions, finger pointing and making accusations, I said, it's a universally known precept that in the middle of the disaster, your number one responsibility is to save lives, and in this case, save homes, not to point fingers, but to do what you do, what all of you do as a mayor. So I want to acknowledge Mayor Bass, the first responders, as was mentioned earlier. You know, I told Mayor Bass when she first got elected, every time I see a cop or a firefighter, I shake their hand. And I say thank you. Thank you for running into danger when the rest of us run away. And I'll tell you, I couldn't be prouder of the first responders who, by the way, someone asked, well, why aren't they sending first responders from other states? Well, Arizona sent first responders. Oregon has sent first responders. Washington has sent first responders. And Mexico has sent first responders. Ambassador Moctezuma, por favor. And what I said was, you know, when you're in these jobs, people ask you, why aren't you in the Emergency Operations Center? Well, the answer is because I'm not mayor anymore. But I'll tell you something I did. Without calling the press, I went to places where people were volunteering. And everywhere I went, I saw people with tattoos from their face all the way down. I saw people and asked them, what do you do? And they said to me, more than one. I'm homeless, but I'm here to volunteer. I saw black, white, Latino, Asian, Jew, Muslim. I saw everyone. And to everyone I said, you're what makes America great. People like you who extend the hand of friendship to a stranger. So, to all of you who have your own disasters and crises, never forget to thank those nameless people who are willing to step up, stand up, and come forward and join the family, the community, the state, and the nation. We've been proud that so many people have answered that call in Los Angeles. I have the honor and the opportunity today and let me just say this, you know, today a couple of people when we were taking pictures said to me, I saw you at the Bloomberg Kennedy School orientation. Well, this has been happening for how long? from the beginning, since 2005 when I got. Everybody confuses Manny Diaz, a great mayor of Miami, with Antonio Villaraigosa, even though he's younger and more handsome. And you said something, it's true. I've been fortunate. I've known Mickey virtually my whole adult life. And Mickey named this after me, and yes, it's true. People know me as a coalition builder and a uniter and somebody that tries to talk to all of us and bring us all together. But there are many mayors like that. So Mickey, let me thank you, because if anybody, you weren't a mayor, but if anybody should have been named, the name sponsor, whatever, of this award, it should be you, because you're always bringing us all together. I said to Mayor Holt, and you all know this, everybody, a lot of organizations, this is the Latino Leaders Network. A lot of African American, Latino, Native American, Asian. When they give awards, they give it to people from their own community. Not this one. We give it to uniters, no matter what community they come from. We give it to people that reach out and bring us together in coalitions to get things done, bring us together because under the eyes of God, we're all God's children. And we started with a prayer today. And I have the honor of today presenting an award to Mayor Holt. And as soon as he walked in, I said, we met a long time ago. And I couldn't remember from where. He used to work for Mick Cornyn, a good friend, somebody who we all had a lot of respect for, former president of the Conference of Mayors. So you have big shoes to fill, brother. But a lot of us over the years, because as President Obama said, we're always striving to make America true to the words of the founding fathers. We know there were mothers alongside of them, but they weren't acknowledged. And while they said all men were created equal, we know they didn't mean all men at that time. And so we've strived to make that dream come true. David Holt can trace his family back to Native American heritage. Those of us who know why so many Native peoples live in Oklahoma, it's because they were forced to live there. They were moved from North Carolina and Alabama and the South and different places, and they were moved over the years to those places. Moved to reservations, isolated, treated second and third class citizens. And to be able to come from that community and be the first, Mayor Holt understands the role of the first is not to bang on our chest. The role of the first is to open up the door for the rest. And this award goes to people who do that, who bring us together, who unite us, who, as an example, when the Human Rights Commission was eliminated in his town, put a group of people together and said, why is that? What? We should all be for human rights. We should all be for one another. And during the Floyd, I guess it was 2020, when America was erupting over the issue of police abuse, he met with Black Lives Matter. He reached out and said, yes, none of us should be targeted because of the color of our skin or our race. all of us should be judged by the content of our character. And so, Mayor, today we honor a first. Someone who broke that glass ceiling, who understood that there'll be many glass ceilings to be broken, and understood that his role is to open up that door. And so please help me in welcoming our honoree today, a good man, a man who understands that to whom much is given, much is expected, Mayor David Holt.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much. You step over here. Step over here. Yes, right here.
Better.
Well, gracias. Thank you so very much. Emilio, it's an honor to be up here with you tonight. Congratulations on your award. Thank you. Ruben and Mickey, thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is especially an honor for me to receive it from Mayor Villaraigosa. And I want to say a few words about him, Oklahoma City, and my fellow mayors. Now, he would not, I don't think he necessarily remembered this until tonight, but I first met Mayor Villaraigosa when I was chief of staff to my predecessor, Mayor Mick Cornett. I was at the annual meeting of the U.S. Conference of Mayors that you hosted in Los Angeles in 2007. I was 28 years old at the time. I was there when you came to our annual meeting in Oklahoma City in 2010. But here's the thing, those are certainly not the only places I have seen Mayor Villaraigosa. To this day, the dominant impression that I have of him is that I see him everywhere. Wherever I am, I presume I will run into him. I have run into Mayor Villaraigosa in inspiring places, such as the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington. And I have run into you in unlikely places, such as Kate Hudson's living room. True story. He's just the living room, people. There is something to be said for someone who is present. I suspect this has always been the mayor's ethos, and it has served him well. I would imagine all mayors are inspired at the idea that after we leave City Hall, we could still be as present and as impactful as Mayor Villaraigosa. So thank you for this award. It is deeply meaningful to receive an award in your name and from you personally. Thank you so much, Mayor. Now, I am under no delusion that everyone in this room has been to Oklahoma City, so let me tell you a little bit about it. I'll start with introducing you to the only other full-time resident of Oklahoma City that I know to be in the room tonight. He surprised me here tonight. I did not know that he was going to be here, and that was kind of exciting to see his friendly face, and that is the president and CEO of our Latino Community Development Agency in Oklahoma City. Please give a warm round of applause to Salvador Ontiveros. Stand up, Salvador. So I didn't know he was going to be here, so I don't know. Hopefully everything I'm about to say is truthful, but you may fact check with him later. Oklahoma City is America's 20th largest city, but that is a recent development. When I was born 45 years ago, we were about 37th. In the 1990s, in the wake of the bombing that killed 168 of our residents, we began investing in ourselves. Since that time, we have now spent or committed well over $4 billion in local funds just towards quality of life projects. And clearly people have taken notice of our willingness to invest in ourselves. We have seen remarkable economic and population growth, and we also happen to have the best team in the NBA right now, and none of you can deny it. But one other aspect of our evolution deserves special mention tonight. Today in Oklahoma City, 1 out of every 5 residents is Latino. No community within our city has grown more over my lifetime than the Latino community. That growth is a big reason we have climbed the ranking of cities. But when I took office in 2018, it was a community that was still not really a part of the city's story. As mayor, I didn't think that was right or sustainable. I couldn't bear to think of our city as 2 communities growing separately. We needed to grow together. My desire to bring Oklahoma City's Latino community into our city's story is a big reason why I ran on a platform of One OKC, which certainly aligns with the theme of unity tonight. It's been my ethos for 7 years, and I wear it on my lapel every day. One OKC means that we put aside the things that might divide us and we find common purpose. And we incorporate the diversity of our city into our decision-making process, which ultimately means that we seek outcomes that benefit everyone. For example, as mayor, I appoint nearly 500 people to volunteer boards and commissions. When I became mayor, I think we had about 2 boards with a member of the Latino community. Now we have at least 21 boards with a member of the Latino community. And as mayor, I have taken a page from Mayor Villaraigosa's book, I Have Been Present. I have been the first mayor to regularly attend Latino community parades and events, ensuring that our Latino community knows that our city's leadership acknowledges them and they are a part of our story. And the ambassador is very familiar with what I am about to tell you. We worked together to advocate for a staffed Mexican consulate in Oklahoma City, which we opened in 2023 with a huge event that included the ambassador and the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Our commitment to our city's Latino community now permeates everything, from the printing of informational materials to the concerts we book at our arena. Our city's Latino community is thriving, and that's a big reason why our entire city is as well. Now, finally, let me say a word about America's mayors, hundreds of whom are in Washington tonight and many of whom are at this dinner. I came to Washington, D.C. 28 years ago as a college student at George Washington University. I came here because I was a serious person coming to a serious place to do serious things. The decisions that were made in this city saved the Union 160 years ago. They saved the world 80 years ago. And they established this nation as the economic, cultural, and military power of the planet. Serious people did serious things in this city, and inaugurations were moments in time when we rallied around serious aspirations. A nation that wants to be great has to have serious leadership. These mayors gathered here this weekend represent the cohort of American political leaders who still reliably answer that call. These mayors are serious people, and therefore we're here in Washington to talk about the real issues that face our constituents, issues like housing and infrastructure, public safety, and the economy. And because what ultimately matters are the results, we'll work with anyone. The mayors gathered here this weekend are Republicans, Democrats, and independents. We don't care about party, we care about results. This philosophy is reflected as well in our inclusivity of all communities within our cities. Mayors want the best for everyone. In cities across America, the work that so many mayors do in their Latino communities is inspiring. If you were to ask me what party is best for American Latinos, I would not answer Republican or Democrat. My answer would be mayors. And so I close by thanking this organization for lifting up mayors. When you want to get something done, when you want serious leadership, when you want people who got into this to serve others above self, when you want leaders who care about all their constituents, America's mayors are still those people. We come here to Washington not just to advocate for the outcomes important to our residents, but to model the kind of leadership and public service that drew me to this town 28 years ago. I hope Washington is paying attention. Thank you again for this award, and thank you for all that you do.